last few months, we have been hearing a lot about coronavirus, COVID-19, and sometimes SARS. But what is the name of the virus and what is the name of the disease? Let's find out. The name of the virus is Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2, or simply put, SARS-CoV-2. And the name of the disease is coronavirus disease, or COVID-19. 19 stands for the year 2019, when the outbreak was first identified. The name coronavirus is derived from the Latin word corona, meaning crown. This refers to the small projections on the surface of the virus which enables them to bind to human cells. Another question that comes up is, why are some people affected in a life-threatening way, while others just suffer from mild symptoms? Well, there are many reasons for that. People above 50 are more likely to suffer from infections than others. This may be because older immune systems are less efficient to remove viral infections. Those with underlying medical conditions like diabetes, obesity, asthma, etc. have higher risk of severe infections. Another factor that determines the severity is the dose or the exposure to the virus. A low dose from someone suffering from mild symptoms has less risk compared to a high dose from a very sick and highly contagious patient. The recovery time depends on the severity of the illness. For mild cases, the average recovery time is up to 2 weeks, but for critical cases, it can even lead up to 6 weeks.
Testing. Testing is important to understand the spread of the disease and to respond appropriately. First, we'll talk about thermal sensors. Thermal sensors and infrared cameras are used for the preliminary diagnosis or screening. However, they cannot be used for the complete diagnosis of the disease. This is because thermal sensors can detect only skin temperature and not the internal temperature. Moreover, COVID-19 has a long incubation time, and therefore not all sufferers have to develop a fever. Hence, this kind of tests are not recommended. There are two types of tests to detect the COVID-19 disease. Either you can test for the virus itself, or you can detect the antibodies that are produced in the body to counter the virus. Part of the immune response to the infection includes the production of antibodies. Antibodies are produced in the body to counter the infection. Their amounts can be detected from 12 to 14 days after the preliminary infection and peaks at around 28 days. This technique of detection of antibodies is used in rapid test kits. While antibodies are slow to be produced, they may persist in the bloodstream for a long time, and therefore this can be used to trace any history of the infection. In fact, many countries are thinking of implementing immunity passports, where the presence of antibody in the bloodstream is used as a marker for existence of earlier infections as well as a history of your survival from the infection. However, there is no proof that the presence of antibodies in the bloodstream will protect you from future infection. Real-time reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction, or RT-PCR, is the most reliable technique and gives the most reliable results. SARS-CoV-2 virus contains only RNA as its genetic material. This RNA is extracted from the throat or nasal cavity through swabs, and they are then processed in order to extract pure RNA. This RNA is then converted into DNA using the reverse transcriptase technology. The DNA is then amplified to create enough of it so that it can be examined to determine if it matches the genetic code of SARS-CoV-2. The samples can be taken from a variety of samples from the nasopharyngeal cavity or the sputum. The test can be completed within a few hours to about 2 days. The Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute of Medical Science and Technology has developed a faster and cheaper test kit for the detection of COVID-19. The test kit is known as Chitra Gene Lamp N. The test amplifies the N gene of the SARS-CoV-2 by loop self-mediated reverse transcription technology. The test is cheaper and faster than the existing tests and has matched 100% accuracy with that of RT-PCR. There are also techniques known as isothermal nucleic acid amplification techniques, which are similar to PCR but are faster. However, their accuracy being lesser than PCR and not sufficient enough, they are not recommended by the WHO. There are also other antigen-based techniques that can detect the presence of antigen proteins rather than nucleic acid. But these are not used because the sensitivity of these tests are between 30 to 80%, much less than the 95% mandated by the World Health Organization.
Primary treatment methods. Remdesivir. It is a broad-spectrum antiviral drug developed by an American biopharmaceutical company, Gilead Sciences. Earlier studies found antiviral activities against several RNA viruses including SARS coronavirus and MERS coronavirus, but it was not approved for any indication. Remdesivir, it was originally developed to treat Ebola viral disease and Marburg viral disease, but it was ineffective for both these viral infections. It can alter the regular chemical activities in the virus, thus blocking the infection. The drug was first used clinically for the treatment for SARS-CoV-2 in United States. Though the difference in the mortality rate is not statistically significant, it is still believed as a promising development. Hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine belongs to a class of drugs called anti-malarials and it is used to prevent and treat acute attack of malaria. As per several reports, hydroxychloroquine is used for the treatment of patients suffering from the novel coronavirus in US and is said to have antiviral and immune calming properties. The result of the trial shows that the drug helps in shortening the duration of cold, cough and fever in COVID-19 patients. A report published in New England Journal of Medicine claims that it is not that much effective for critically ill patients. However, studies shows that prolonged usage and overdose can lead to poisoning.
Microclots, which are gel-like or semi-solid, were mainly found in patients diagnosed with coronavirus in different parts of Europe. However, autopsy reports revealed that some had microclots in their lungs rather than the typical damage that was expected. According to preliminary studies, it was found that when coronavirus patients were treated with blood thinners, it mainly helped them boost their chances of survival. After the emergence of severe acute respiratory syndrome, also known as SARS, in 2003, screening of drugs mainly led to the identification of lopinavir, which is a human immunodeficiency virus type 1 aspartate protease inhibitor, which mainly acts in vitro inhibitory against SARS-CoV. Ritonavir, which when combined with lopinavir, mainly leads to an increase in plasma half-life due to the elimination of cytochrome P450. However, clinical trials were conducted in China showed that this drug showed no signs of improvement on the patients. Convalescent plasma treatment mainly involves the transfusion of a blood component called plasma from those who have recovered from the virus attack to those who are severely ill or the coronavirus patients who are still at a higher risk. This mainly helps in facilitating the passive immunity among the patients, or it's useful for those whose bodies don't produce antibodies to curb the disease. Moreover, the Union Health Ministry has strongly advised against considering this as the ultimate resort in order to battle the virus because it is still at an experimental stage and this can also lead to life-threatening transfusion-related problems.
Vaccines. Why will it take so long for a COVID-19 vaccine? Process of testing, developing and licensing a vaccine for widespread population use is designed to be slow, evidence-based and reflective so that maximum number of mistakes can be avoided. Going too fast may lead to serious health issues. Vaccine trials come in 3 phases. Phase 1 trial tests whether the vaccine is safe and usually lasts for about 6 months. Phase 2 trials examine how well a vaccine works in creating an immune response within volunteers and lasts up to a year. Phase 3 trials track the effectiveness of a vaccine in preventing infection in people who are being exposed to the pathogen. This takes about 3 or more years. Regulatory review. The governmental body that approves new vaccines reviews trial data and other information in the licensing application. This typically takes 1 to 2 years but is likely to be expedited to take only a few months in the case of COVID-19. Phase 4. Post-approval studies that monitor effectiveness in real-world conditions.
The race to develop a vaccine for the dreaded COVID-19 virus is intensifying globally. But out of these, there are mainly 4 frontrunners. One of these institutes is the Oxford University. In collaboration with the Jenner Institute, the Oxford Vaccine Group developed a vaccine named CHAdOX1-nCoV19. This vaccine uses a weakened version of the chimpanzee adenovirus as vector, incorporating the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein. Oxford researchers are so sure about their product that they mass ordered it with the help of institutes like Serum Institute of India. If the vaccine fails, millions of copies would have gone down the drain. But if it succeeds, millions of lives are saved. Another significant vaccine is the Moderna RNA vaccine. It uses a specially engineered mRNA which produces antigen or viral protein. This antigen acts upon the immune system and provokes it to release antibodies, thus preventing any diseases in the near future. One of the other vaccines that uses mRNA technology to fight COVID is the Pfizer vaccine. Pfizer, along with its German partner BioNTech, have developed 4 different combinations of mRNA for developing vaccines. Last but not the least, we have the Sinovac Biotech vaccine. It was developed by a Chinese pharmaceutical company and it is the vaccine that has completed its phase 1 and phase 2 trials. It has shown promising results when tested on rhesus monkeys. A lot of other countries have also contributed to this vaccine. One such country is India. The ICMR, that is the Indian Council of Medical Research, along with the Bharat Biotech International Limited, have developed vaccines or are developing vaccines by using virus strains from National Institute of Virology in Pune. Other countries like Israel and Italy have also contributed to develop vaccines.
It is only a matter of time till an efficient treatment or vaccine will be developed. But how long till then? We don't know. With the rising number of citizens arriving from other countries, the number of cases will also go up. So it is our duty to ensure that it does not get out of control. When going out, wear a mask. Stay alert, stay safe.